All right, you guys, come on in. Come on in. I don't know what happened. Where's my phone at? What did I do with my phone? Are you moving that quick? Oh, there it is, right there in front. Sorry, you guys. I know we had everybody up in here in the room waiting. I can't tell you what happened, but something really, really strange happened. And I went live, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, it just kind of shut down. So that was weird. But you guys know sometimes I have these issues on my live. Every once in a while, we get weird issues. So let's let a few more people get up in. Let's come on up in here, you guys, all my people that were in here first. Let you guys come up in here and we're going to get started. Okay. Stone Paxton Music and Life. We have a special guest today. I'm going to call him legendary. But we're going to bring the intro music in first. All right. So here we go. All my happy people get up. Yeah. I know y'all at work, probably at lunch in your car, watching, laying on your couch. Get up. Get up. There we go. Everybody come on back in this room. Share the live. This is a special unsung episode. The new edition. We have Drayton The Boss in the house, you guys. If you don't know him, you're going to know him today. Get up, y'all.
I meditate to take my mind away. Pray for the world.
Let me see who's on here.
For a better day. Ooh, we are made by design. The world is now darker than light. That's fact. We have one chance to make it all right.
What's up, Dolores? My moderators, Cambodia, Mystique, and CC is in the house.
Happy people makes the world go round and round, round and round. Happy people turn around to smile.
Share this live, y'all.
Happy people don't worry about things.
Yeah.
Happy people take love and domination. Happy people makes the world go round and round. Happy people turn around to smile.
Share the live, y'all.
Happy people don't worry about things.
It's for all my happy people. You guys know we always bring the frequency in. It's all about that love. It's all about that high frequency. We don't do nothing else here but that. If it's not a high frequency, we don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit like as you're coming in the room, you guys.
Happy people today.
Yeah. Y'all know I'm all about my happy people, y'all. Listen, we have a special guest in the house, and I am going to call him legend. I don't care what he's saying. Ain't nothing he can do about it. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing he can do about it. This gentleman and I, we go back, man, how many years, man?
5.
You nailed it right on the money.
25.
25 years, you guys. We go back. And before I get started, let me just say a few things about him. I don't really deal with a lot of people in my whole life in general. We talk about my whole life. He'll tell you as many times he's been around me, how many people he has seen me even hang out with. I don't hang with a lot of people. I do not deal with a lot of people. I make sure that I keep my energy protected, so I don't keep myself around a lot of people. But when I met this gentleman, this legend, it was like kindred spirits from the beginning all the way up until now. Even times there's been that we might not speak to each other. But I was at his wedding. I know we both were married and divorced, but I was at his wedding. And to be a friend when you have an unspoken friendship and you don't have to speak about what your friendship stands for, I appreciate him and everything that he has always stood for. And I appreciate him always being a solid person, number one, because when you're a solid person, then that friendship gets applied automatically because it starts with us, right? But let me just break down some of his history. We're going to give him his flowers because this unsung edition that I will do on all my legendary artists and producers, this is not just an artist unsung edition. And if you don't know what the word unsung means, it's somebody that is of a high level of quality, that has accomplished a lot, that is not ever seen or given their respect or their flowers, but they've done a lot of stuff that you might not know about. They've done so many things that you might not know they've done. They've worked on projects that you might have heard that you had no idea who they were, because sometimes unsung legends get unseen. So my job, being an unsung person, is to shed light on those that are unsung. And I really don't even like the word unsung. To me, it kind of bothers me, but there's no other way that we can describe somebody that has accomplished as much as he has in such a long period of time, and he stayed humble. And this business can break you. So let's get into his history. And then we're going to go into talking to Drayton Boss, the legend. I'm going to say this again. He's uncomfortable when I say that, but my mother used to say, never call yourself a legend. Let other people put you in that spotlight. So you are a legend to me.
I appreciate it.
You feel what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give a brief synopsis of, I mean, his bio's like mine. It's long, but we're just going to give a little bit. We don't give a little bit because you're going to continue to get to know him as time goes after this. Anderson Drayton Jr., a.k.a. Pit Boss, a.k.a. Drayton the Boss, born and raised in Los Angeles, platinum singer, songwriter, and producer. Currently a member of R&B group Azyet, as well as pop funk group Hydro Shock.
Hydro Shock.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, Hydro Shock. Yep.
Let's go into the credits, you guys. Now, there's a lot that him and I have in common that he never knew because I never even told him. For instance, Tupac. I met Tupac back in the 90s at the Black Radio Exclusive Conference, and we became friends. Now, a lot of my friends in my circle had relationships with Pac, but let's read his bio. Credits. Here's his credits. This is on the production and the writing, because I want you to understand what he has done, and I want you to put this and imprint it into your mind so you understand that there's a lot of gentlemen like himself that do not get their credit that you might not know about. Credits. Tupac, Thug Mansion, acoustic version, right? Album single Better Days, 2002. This is 2002. Disc 1 remix. Also credited on the Thugs Mansion Tupac original and Nas God's Sons album version. We're going to keep going, y'all. This list is long. We ain't going to read everything. We're going to read everything that's here, though. Kicking it old school, written the life. Kicking it old school. Yeah, they remember that. They should remember that.
It was at the end of the movie.
Yeah, at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The song was called The Life, right? Kicking it old school. No, yeah. Kicking it old school, the movie, written The Life, the song called The Life. The Jammies. I remember the Jammies, the voice composer and credits. Man, I love the Jammies, man. Your character was crazy.
Seven, yeah.
Seven was dope.
Chubby kid, Seven.
Yeah, Seven was incredible, you guys. I think, you know what? I don't know. I think I pulled that up on YouTube one time.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, look it up, you guys. The Jammies. It's spelled so that you know what to look up. It's interesting. If you have kids, share this with them. It's pretty interesting. It's Jammies, DA, the Jammies. Okay, let's keep going with the credits. The Dropout, TV miniseries, song, Jingle and Jingle. Money Talk soundtrack, 1997. Rick James, Back in You Again, background vocals. Now, that's another thing that him and I have in common that he might not have known. Well, I think he figured it out later on. His connection to Rick James. I knew Rick. I ended up becoming a member of the Rick James Stone City Band. Yeah. So there's another connection him and I had that we never even talked about. He sang backgrounds on that song. And we're going to talk to him about that too, because Rick was a character, man.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Rick. Uncle Rick.
Okay, let's see. Crash. Well, let's go back. Hold on. Yeah, Crash. The Crash movie soundtrack. Now, that was one of my favorite movies because I remember when you called me and told me about it to check out the movie and the soundtrack. He did the song If I, that was 2004, writer and producer. Mr. and Miss Smith soundtrack, 2005, writer and producer. Once in a Lifetime soundtrack, 2006, writer and producer. Casey Haley, Casey and JoJo, Casey Haley, My Book album, 2006 writer and producer Aaron Hall. Adults Only album, 2005 writer and producer Shiloh. Chances 2025. You guys remember Shiloh? See You in My Bedroom, 2025 writer and producer. Azyet, Get Used to It, 2025. My Weakness, 2024 writer and producer. Now, what I want you guys to do is put your hands together and give him a round of applause, because that's not even his full bio. But give him a round of applause, because accomplishing this takes a lot, because it took a lot for him to, first of all, continue to steadfast focus on what he was doing and continue to do this. So make sure, give me some hands in the comments, you guys, in the live, you know what I'm saying, for his hard work and all the essence of what he had to do to continue to keep this going. Now, hold on. Let's go back. I don't know why this other live is tripping. Can you guys hear me good? I'm looking at one live. It looks like that other live I have is still active. I don't know why that's still active, but I need to get rid of it. Sorry. I need to get rid of that other live. Okay, hold on. We need to get rid of that other live, y'all. Okay. Okay. Now, so let's go back. So we're going to get into interviewing Drayton, the boss, the legend. But I'm going to do it a little bit different, because we're artists. So we understand about how to talk to an artist, because I'm an artist and he's an artist. He's a producer. I'm a producer. I'm going back because I got to shock you.
All right.
1985, young Drayton Boss. What was your aspirations? Were you even thinking about music? Were you even wanting to do music? Or what were you doing at that time in 1985?
In 1985, I was like, what am I doing in this classroom, man? That's what school was not for me, man, because I've always just drifted off. That's what my teachers say, because I'm always in daydreaming.
You was daydreaming in the
music and you know what I'm saying? That's for real. So 85 is when I really start, 85 is when I really start, 84, listening to Prince.
Yeah.
So because my dad wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Same thing.
My sister introduced me to Prince,
she slid that vinyl to you.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there like, who is this dude? And the thing that interested me with him was, it was me trying to figure out what I was doing, because I was always listening to, as a kid, Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, all of them, and Charlie Wilson, the Gap Band. I had posters of Gap Band on. That's why my voice is similar to that, because I was always trying to sound. Once my voice changed from sounding like Michael, I wanted to sound like Charlie Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So but my sister had introduced me to Prince, and I'm saying, like, my dad was like, you can't listen to him. You know,
it was forbidden.
Yeah. Look how he dressed and all that. And it wasn't how he's dressed. It wasn't none of that. It was that he didn't care.
Right.
He was like,
he's uninhibited.
This, and that's when I start kind of like, I need to have my own style.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I started going to school. Going to school over the top. Boy, I was over the top, man. I didn't care. I found some platform shoes.
You found the platforms?
And we had wooden floors in the classroom. I put on these platform shoes. I put on a shirt with a butterfly collar and had it open. Yeah. I'm 8 years old with my chest out and a white suit. And I walked and when I walked in the classroom, all you hear is clunk, 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 and they all watching me do it. Every time they go sharpen a pencil, clunk, 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 clunk. And I had a little chain. I still got a picture of that too. But that's when I realized, like, I need to just be myself and not care about what anybody say.
Right.
Just like this, brother. That's the one thing I always respected about you. You do not care.
Yo, but I never told you. Listen, hearing you say what you said, you're taking me back, because back in the 80s, you remember the suits with the big pads, but they only made them for the women. They only had them for the shoulder. So I used to wear my mom's jackets to school because it had that high. It had that.
You had to make the shoulders broad. Yeah. I used to go buy them and put them in there. Like,
right. I used to wear the brooches. I went to school. People was like, yo, what's up? I was uninhibited. I was the same way because I knew that being myself was the key to my inner freedom, to my spirit. It felt good.
Exactly.
It felt good to like be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's funny. Our paths are parallel.
Yeah.
We were doing the same thing and didn't even realize it.
No, but I knew it. You know what I'm saying? It had to be, because you didn't start in 99.
Right.
Doing what you was doing when I met you. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. this brother showed up because I'm in the MC. Stone showed up, and these are all, I ain't gonna say hardcore bikers, but they all cool brothers, but we dress a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I might be the craziest dressed one out of them, but Stone showed up looking like how he looks. And he's my boy. I invited him, and he just stood out like and everybody respected it.
I remember that picnic.
They all respected it. Like, this dude don't give a damn. Like, he is who he is, and he shows up.
Yes,
and he got his own style.
Yeah. And
I just always respected it, man, because it wasn't just the music and all that was part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember Prince was even asking you to do some clothes for him or whatever.
Yeah.
Man. And I make my own clothes. You know what I'm saying? And so we have our
we're all about and that's where the artistry begins. Like for Drayton Boss, it didn't start just yesterday for him. This started years ago. The molding of his sound, the molding of his style and who he is started in the 80s for guys like us.
Yes,
and it was an unspoken thing. Like, we could be around guys like us, and we knew, like, when I met you, I knew you were different. I didn't have to ask you.
Yeah.
I respected it because I was already that way. I knew that.
And I heard about you.
I heard about you.
Yeah, I heard. See, Vegas was small then.
Yeah.
Now it's just, everybody's a producer. But when I moved here in '99, I came out here and because I did the starving artist thing for 7 years, homeless, all that, sleeping on everybody's couch just to be around the music.
Yeah.
Floors, couches for 7 years, man. And then I hit my brother because he opened the club out here. And I was like, look, man, if you just give me a place to stay out there, I'm going to start over.
Yeah.
And he did. And I came out, but I had a CD that I had produced all these artists on, a compilation CD. And I wrote and produced everything on it. So I went to Digital Insight. I got on a bike. I had a bicycle. I didn't have a car because I didn't have my license at the time. And I was on a bicycle in the middle of the summer in July.
Out on Sunset Road.
Riding on Maryland.
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. That one that was when they were way out.
Digital Insight?
Yeah, when they were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on Maryland.
Yeah,
Okay,
on Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah, got
And
you.
I'm riding over there, and I go there with my little CD or whatever, and I go to, his name was Rob.
Yep, Robbie and Rob. It's two Rob.
I said, this is my, he says, well, let me hear your music, or what's your credits and all this. So I said, here's my resume. And I handed it to him, and he says, all right, man, I'll check it out. And I'm just like, he ain't gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I get back on that bicycle, and
he called you in 5 minutes.
No, he had a red Dodge Viper.
Yeah,
he got in there. He left when I left. He goes down the street, gets to the light, and turns around. Comes up and pulls next to me. He put it in. He played it. He says, "Be here tomorrow. Go next door to the little pager shop, get a pager, and then put an ad in City Life and Las Vegas Weekly." Because back then,
that was it. Everybody paid attention.
Everybody promoted it.
Yeah, they did.
And so I put my name in there, Pit Boss producer, and it just started ringing off the hook. And then somebody told me there's only like 2 other producers in this town, and one's name is Stone Paxton, and there was this other dude.
It was Eric. Eric
passed away.
Yeah, Eric passed away.
So I never met him.
That's crazy.
So the only one I met, I don't remember how that happened, but I met Stone Paxton.
Yeah,
I heard about him, and I wound up meeting him.
And that's a true story, you guys. That Vegas was not like it is now. Like, Vegas got so many. Back then, there were only 3 studios: Unsung, Digital Insight, and my studio. There were only 3 back then, and there wasn't a lot of producers at all. And that's when people were paying us.
Yeah,
we were getting paid our money back then.
Yeah.
It was small, but when we met, it was kindred spirits. There was never a jealousy. I respected his history and what he had done up to that point. I never even asked him. We just respected each other. But I will say this here. Being a producer, were you, because I'm going to ask the questions that other producers want to know too, because we're not just dealing with, we're dealing with a lot of musicians on this channel too, because of my MPC channel.
Okay.
You were using the MPC. When I met you, we both were using the MPC, but you were killing the heck out of that MPC.
2000 XL, man. I swear by that, man. Delane, he's here right now, but Delane,
shouts out to Delane.
Delane Roberts.
Delane's in the back, the manager. Yeah, Delane.
Not only my mentor,
Roberts, man.
but he's like a
industry veteran.
Yeah, he there's a picture that I think you took of me where I had it, my MPC holding it like this when I was doing the Tupac thing, and it said "my baby" on there, or something, Pit's baby or something. That's what it was, man. I did everything on that thing.
And what people don't, and for those of you that don't understand what the MPC is Music Production Center. It's what us producers use, and it's what Prince and Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Rodney Jerkins still uses it. Dallas Austin. The people that really swear about it now is still Rodney Jerkins and
Kanye
Jermaine
West,
Dupri and Kanye made all his big hits on that.
he did
but
all
it's what but understand, we came from a time where you remember having to strike the tape and to lock that machine up to do. So, man, please tell them how hard it was to do remixes back then.
Man, you know what? I had just told somebody this, that once I went and did the Tupac thing, all that outboard gear that I had, they taught me Pro Tools when I was up there. And first time using it. So I come back, I got rid of everything, bro. And you might remember this because I slid you all my ADATs.
Oh yeah, I love, man.
It was 32.
Look,
32
hold on.
chunks, so
I still got one over there.
Yeah, I was like, I would give somebody that would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But I was tired of that, bro.
Man, I love the ADATs, bro.
Like trying to copy vocals down.
It was crazy
to do that, and then you can do it in a few seconds. Like
yeah,
you just with Pro
but the
Tools.
offset time was so crazy with the ADATs because if you didn't copy the vocals and every machine would be behind, it was a headache.
But we know about it. You know
we come from that.
We come from all that. You know what I'm saying? We know how that,
because when they would give you the remixes, I'm sure when Delane came to you with those DAT tapes, remember those DAT? Here you go. Then we had to pick, because back then they gave us we didn't hear the music. It was only vocals. There was no music. Most of the time, the single record wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
And you had to figure out the key of the song, the tempo. Y'all don't understand.
And there was no auto-tune.
There was no auto-tune, none of that, you guys. This was a crazy time for record producers to do remixes. Yeah. It was nuts.
But that was my thing. I love that.
Oh, you love remixes. You was crazy about remixes.
I'll tell that. Like,
I hated remixes, to be honest.
Jay Naughty told Delane Roberts about me, and they needed a producer for something. I don't remember all the details. All I know is Delane showed up, came to Vegas. We hit it off immediately. He takes me back up to Interscope Records with Kevin Black, and they put it together for me, man. Next thing I know, I'm on the Tupac thing, and truth be told, Black didn't believe in my talent. Delane did.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Black got love for me now and all that, but Delane was the one that
Delane saw the vision,
and so Delane got me. We went up to Modesto, California, and then they showed up the Amaro Records. There's like security with the briefcase and the handcuff
with the remixes and stuff in it,
the vocals in there, and they taught me how to use the Pro Tools, and they just let me do my thing. And I'm in there man, it was like 10 songs, and I'm just remixing all of it. They give me the vocals, I'm just doing my thing, because that's the easiest thing. When you already have the vocals,
yeah,
you can just vibe and just come.
So when you were remixing it, let me ask you a question, because you and I both were dealing with that, because I was at grand jury at that time, my conception. I used to hate I still got all those original DATs from back then. I look at them from time to time and remember how stressed I used to be about that shit. Because when you would have to stripe the tapes, it'd be the sympty tone. How did you manage? And I got to ask you this, because I've never asked another producer. I didn't even ask Meech this. I might need to ask Meech too. How did you manage dealing with knowing that you had to take those vocals out of nowhere? Because literally it was like giving us a scratch pad,
right? And
then go, let me turn this into something. How did you never got stressed about that?
No, because that was my favorite thing to do.
Right.
Like it came to me pretty easy. Like remixes, if I have the vocals there, because that's how I produce now.
Right.
Every song that I've done with Azyet, anybody, Hydroshock, all of it is me sitting there. I'm on Studio One now.
Well, yeah, we both are.
Yeah, Studio One, Phantom.
We all talking. Teddy Riley turned me on to it.
So I'm doing the music. I get like 4 bars, 4 to 8, and then I start singing off the top of my head, and then I keep any melodies I like. And then I start adding bars to it, and I'm writing it and producing it as I go along. Oh, well, this sounds good with that melody I just sang.
Gotcha.
Every single song is done that way.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'll keep what I came up with off the top of my head, because I got good at that over the years of just going to hang out with bands
Yeah.
They do top 40. Like since I was 21,
yeah,
I could go to the clubs
and hear
these bands, they would let me get up there and just freestyle, singing over. This is what I do to get you in the mood. I would always sing over all those songs, and I got good at freestyling. So that worked me. That helped me with my production, my writing. So I do it all at one time. So that's the same to me as like if I have the vocal, I can come up with the music for it like really fast.
Media. Yeah.
Is like coming with a song from scratch is harder for me than that.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Because it's like they already gave me the melodies.
Right.
It's all about the melodies.
So your process when you were producing on MPC, because I know what my process was, because I'm curious now to know your process.
It was just no rules.
There was no rules.
That's why everything sounded crazy back then. It was just, for me, it was no rules, man.
So let me ask you a question. So when you, so we're going to get into your actual process.
Okay.
So let's say I gave you a DAT tape today. And if you guys don't know what a DAT tape is, it's a digital audio tape. They were really small. If I was to give you a DAT tape today and say, here you go, I need you to remix this. I'm only going to give you vocals. And I'm going to tell you to get back on your MPC 2000 XL. What's going to be your process of doing that remix with that machine? Because we know now there's a lot of new ways of doing it, but taking you back to that day.
It would be strange going back to it. I'll say that, but it's always starts with the beat, man. It's start with the drums, and it's you sit there and you just let it play for a while. You know what I'm saying? You sit back in your chair and just listen, and then it just comes to you.
Now, did you move your? Because this is the problem I had. Okay, before I realized that striping it would be the easiest way to do it initially, because we've been striping since it started. Even on the 4-track, you could do the empty tone. But when they first started sending me the remix, man, I was stressed, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I was trying to figure out how am I gonna take these vocals, right? Put the beat with it. So I figured out a little trick. I would dump the vocals inside the MPC. Back then, you didn't have that much sampling time, but I would.
Yeah, I would do the hooks like that.
Right, you feel me?
Yep.
Because it helped me. Then I said, oh, Then I said, what if I hated the empty tone because the offset time, all that stuff had to be on point. And it took me hours and hours to line it up a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I was frustrated with it. But when I finally figured out a little way to work it, which I would use a combination of sampling that lead vocal inside the machine and then triggering it off the pad. To try to, then I could play it with the beat the way I wanted.
Did you have an emulator? You ever have?
I had the emulator.
Yeah, because
I'd never used that one, but I did have the emulator.
That's how Teddy and the dude that I watched, the very first guy I watched.
That's how Teddy was doing it.
E-Border is one that taught me how to produce. But before him was this dude named Vince Norton, and he was like Teddy Riley to me, man.
Yeah.
Dude. But he used the emulator, and I believe Teddy used that emulator
to trigger
and all the hooks and choruses.
He dumped everything in there.
Yeah, it was all, and you push one key, and then that was playing the hook.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? You go to bridge. Yeah, that's
so see now see, it's funny you say that. I didn't really, I kind of figured it out, stumbled it, but I never really used it. I used to go back to striping, but really the easiest way to do it back then was to use 2 different samplers and do it exactly like that. We were doing it the hard way.
Yeah, I guess, and I'll be honest with you, that's so long ago I don't even remember. I don't even want to think about it. I knew it was
a headache, bro.
And I know as soon as I got on something like Pro Tools, I was like, oh, this is the things that took me half an hour is taking me a few seconds or a minute to do.
Yeah. And your remixes you had some crazy. I remember when you had the house, it was in Cali.
Fontana.
I came by.
Yep, in Fontana.
And you were working on a remix, and me and my ex-wife stopped by there. And the studio, you had it like mine. We had our studios upstairs in our room.
Yep.
And I can't remember what remix you were working on at that time, but it was super dope. And when I heard it, I said, dang, I was kind of like jealous of him a little bit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, because like in this business, we're still competitive. Like I wasn't jealous, like hating on him, but I was jealous, like, damn, how is he doing it? How is he making that sound? And then I was good at what I was doing. But there was never like this jealousy where I hated him. Like I'd be talking bad about him. Like, yeah, don't mess with him, man. I don't like. It was more like, damn, man, how he getting the machine? Because he would say that to me, like, man, that's dope what you're doing. How you getting it to do that? And I'd be like, how he getting it to do that? Because he used to make that machine You used to make your MPC talk, bro. It was damn near walking.
I'm gonna tell you how that happened, man. I'll tell you the story of how I got to where I was on that MP. My whole thing is always I use whatever I have.
Right.
So when I had first got the Digi 001 Pro Tools, and everybody had moved on to the, you know, I'm on 1 and they're on 8. Yeah, I'm still on 1 because I hadn't upgraded. But
I like the 1.
Like, how are you doing all this with this
on the 1?
I said I work with what I got.
Yeah.
So until I upgraded, and Phantom was the one that upgraded me on, got me on Logic and all this other stuff. So anyway, when I first started producing, I had gotten a R5.
I remember the R5s,
and
I used to love the R5.
I got it from a pawn shop, but I got an R5 because I couldn't afford an R8.
Right.
I wanted what Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was using.
Yeah, that R8 was expensive.
I'm on there I'm making it do stuff. I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
I was making it do stuff that people were like, man, how are you making it do that? Yeah. I didn't realize. It's all I had.
Yeah.
I didn't have a keyboard. So I'm making sound like, you know,
keyboard
sounds and the drum beats. And then the neighbors is like, man, you driving me crazy, but that's hot. You know, that's exactly what they say. Man, you driving us nuts, man, all night. But that's fire though. But and that's all I had. And what I really wanted was an R8. And when I finally got a chance to get an R8, I heard about an MPC. I didn't want to mess with the 60.
Yeah.
For some reason, I would, you know, in the MPC world, if you do the 60,
yeah,
you don't mess with the MPC.
Yeah, you don't mess.
It's just a thing. Ralph Stacey was all about the 60.
Absolutely.
And I found that out. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
Because of the feel or something.
You're feeling the sound of it.
When I got that MPC, all those things I was doing, making this do things that it shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
When I got on here, I was able to do so much, man. And you know, MIDI up, I got keyboards now too. So I was just on one, man. Everything. And my thing was, I didn't worry about what people thought was hot or
you just
whatever.
did you.
I did me.
Yeah,
and that's why sometimes it would be a little edgy or whatever. And I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how you got to be when you go in there. You know what I'm saying?
Now you and I have another person in common. And this other person in common is my good friend and somebody that you did business with that helped you get a placement. I do this because I like to acknowledge everybody in this business. That's what we do. We acknowledge everybody. Rufus Black, which is a co-writing partner of mine. You and him did something together.
We had a song called Freaky on Young Rome.
Freaky on Young Rome. And I remember that video because you were in that video.
Yep.
If you guys remember the song Freaky on Young Rome, that was produced by you.
Yep. And the video is on YouTube.
And that was written by Rufus, I think, right?
Yeah, and Rufus. Yep.
And Rufus Black. So Rufus Black is a friend of mine. And did you see the connections, though? We're always seem to be connected with all kinds of crazy and amazing stuff. But you see that it was meant for Pit Boss and I to be friends, because even with us working with some of the same people, we never even had conversations about this. We didn't know we were going to work with some of the same people. Yeah. I'm going to ask you another question. The music industry right now, what is your thoughts on, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you, a question by question, because it's like an expandable question. The music industry right now, where it is from where we came from, what is your thoughts on streaming versus the old school way of how records were sold? That'll be the first question. I'll let you answer that because I have a few expanded questions on that.
The way records are sold?
Yeah, the way records were sold back then with the physical records versus now with the streaming. What's your thoughts on that right now?
Man, to me, it's the same as having a real woman and having a robot. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
Because a real woman, you can touch, feel, there's emotion, there's all that. I haven't had a robot, but I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much what it's like, because back then it's the same thing as this. It's the same thing as being seen too much back in the day was a bad thing.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Being too visible as a group or an artist, you wanted to have that mystery and waiting for an album or a new song to come. I remember when Prince came out with I had a good friend that was just a crazy Prince friend in high school, and she would keep me up on any news, if there was something.
The latest Prince coming out.
When Doves Cry dropped, and I had no idea, and then she had it in her Walkman, and she
had
played
that fanny
pack
on her hip.
Did the feeling, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even know he was gonna do this. I didn't waiting for something to drop and all that type of stuff was
it was an experience. Wasn't it an experience?
It was
like a revival
experience. And when they changed the outfit or change a look and all those things, man, and waiting, you know what I'm saying? Even in a relationship, it's good to like
build it up.
You build it up, and you know, in a relationship with a woman is like the waiting to see her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She had to leave for a week. You know what I'm saying? You see her and the feeling that you get.
You're anticipating her coming back home.
Yeah. Now it's like every other week. And then it's like, and the thing is like us to stay relevant, we got to keep up with the times.
Yes.
Which you've always been able to, always admired about. I was just telling you that I've always admired that about you. You always thought ahead, you were forward thinking. And you knew what was coming and different things, and you were on top of it.
You remember when I talked to you? This is the 90s, and I said, hey man, and I said like this. We was young. I said, hey man, listen, I'll show y'all a picture. Y'all would crack up with me and him. I was skinny as hell. He was skinny. I said, hey man.
I wasn't skinny.
I say, oh, we both was skinny. You were a little bit thick.
I was like,
I said, I called him. I said, hey man, I said, your stores is gonna be closing. You remember when I called you? Said you say, what are you talking about? I said, it's gonna be digital distribution coming.
I know what you talking about.
I say, I'm with a company that's about to start digital distribution. I called him and told him that. I think that day he probably thought I was crazy because you said to me, you laughed at me. And then you say, bruh, stores ain't never gonna close. That's exactly what he said to me. I said, no, bro, like for real, like they're saying that all the physical stores are going to close and it's going to transition to songs on the phone. This was before it happened. I was with one of the biggest companies that started at the Orchard. And when I called him and I told Snoop, I told a lot of people in the industry, D Shoddy, 40, I told tons of people about it. And they thought I was crazy until it happened.
Hey, Stone, you remember that thing you was talking about?
Yeah. I was head of the game with that. So, okay. So, streaming, your thoughts on streaming versus now with the physical, and you compared it to being able to touch a real woman versus a robot. And you're right. Like, you know, it's not the same thing, man.
No, and the streaming and radio and everything is just all, it's just, man.
It's really discombobulated.
I'm forced to understand it.
Yeah, it's something to learn.
But I wasn't even trying to understand it for a minute, man. I'm forced to understand it now. So it is what it is. I'm gonna stay doing what I'm doing, and I'm passionate about it, and I want to be successful at it. I have to pay attention to what's going on.
And you're gonna be successful.
Not only now, but future. So that's where my mindset is. So, you know, I'm not mad at it because if you think about it, man, everything evolves.
Yes, it does.
Everything does.
Yes, it does.
And you look where music business started.
Yeah.
And where it was in the 90s or where it was in the 2000s, when we start getting the pages with we would put our, you know what I'm saying, sky pages and we get the music, all this stuff, it just evolves. So why wouldn't it be what it is right now? And I guarantee you what it is right now is going to
change again.
So I'm thankful to be alive to even see it.
Bro,
and be
you sound like me.
Because I'm still a part of it.
We're still a part. Come on, man. We're still in the race, man.
Yeah, man.
Listen, with all of my OG buddies, one thing I've done through the years is always called them to keep them on top of what was happening. Every time I had a record that chart, I would send it to them. And I say, look, man, look what I just did. My proudest moments are not what I've accomplished with major labels. All the stuff I was involved with that went platinum. I was part of the production team. I didn't care about that. The day I started charting, doing stuff on my own was when I went, wow,
right.
I can in the digital sector, I can do this. I've made this happen. They said this could not be done. But once I had some Jewish executives start teaching me some of the little secrets to how to chart a record,
right?
And they shared it with me and they said, you know what, Stone, I like you. I'm going to tell you some stuff. I'm going to give you some pointers on how to get ahead as an independent artist. Yeah. And I remember that day when this particular person shared these secrets with me. He said, and one thing he said, just go apply it and call me when it works.
All right.
And when I applied it as an independent artist, I didn't know it worked. I just applied it. I get a message from somebody and they say, hey man, 2 of your songs charted overseas in the top 5. I was like, no, it didn't. And this person said, yeah, it did, and sent me the iTunes top 5. And I said, what the fuck? I'm looking at it, right? I'm like, how is that possible? But I didn't know that what I had applied, what he told me to do, was even working, because I didn't see the results, right? Because I didn't apply exactly what he said. He also told me how to check up on the results, and I didn't. I just did what he said the first half, and I didn't follow through the second half. If that person had never contacted me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would have never known about those first 2 songs that are charted independently. From that point, when I saw that worked, I called the dude. I was like, man, I said, this is crazy. I sent it to him. I was all excited. He's like, calm down, calm down. He said, now you got to be able to keep doing it.
Consistency, yeah.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Like this every time now.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And got a billboard.
Yeah.
Then got another billboard. Then got another top 5. The hardest place to chart is the USA, because we dictate what happens in the music industry. Right. So now iTunes is the new top 40. It took over the top 40. iTunes top 100 now is the new top 40. So when you break an iTunes top 100 or top, let's say you break an iTunes top 30 for about 2 weeks, you break into Billboard. But see, a lot of artists don't know that, but you got to stay there. You have to stay there. There's 2 ways you can break into the charts: radio play, just like it used to be back in the day, or sales. But now you got streaming, you got the downloads. Downloads are equivalent to physical sales. It'll never match to the real sales to me. It'll never match to it. And then equivalent to what they compare, 1,000 streaming is 1 record sold. To me, that's a bunch of bullshit. And I feel like that needs to change, which is why I'm a member of the RIAA. But for you and I to come from that as OGs and to continue to be in this game and learn to stay in it is our knowledge of learning everything we can learn so that we can stay in this business, because we can control our narrative now. Now, another question I have, and let me expand on something else you said about your comparison to the woman, the relationship, and the robot. Another thing that was great about our time and times before ours, our uncles and our OGs before us, is that experience and standing in line on the Tuesdays or the weekends to wait for a record. I can remember when my brother used to trip on a Michael Jackson record. He knew the date. They would stand out down at the store to be a line full of people in the 80s. That was an experience that you didn't forget. Remember how excited we would get thinking about a new album of Michael Jackson coming out? Exactly. I wanted to bring that back with my fans. I said, I have to implement that same excitement. We got to put it back into people wanting to hear our records. But how do we do that? We got to keep giving them quality music, and we have to build up a hype to make people want to go and find that record. Another question I have for you is the state of the music industry when it comes to how you see all these writers now. There'd be 14 writers on the goddamn album now. What is your thoughts on, and I appreciate the writers camps. I mean, Delane understands that. He's brought a lot of writers to Interscope and labels, but I've never seen it like this. This shit is crazy. I'll look at credits and I'll be like 23 writers.
I've seen that, man. I saw that on you know what I saw it on? And this is the first time I really looked and paid attention. It was a song that I really liked on what's his name, man? Flow Rider.
Right.
And I really liked that song, man. I looked to look at the credits, which I stopped doing a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I like it so much. I looked at it and it was like, there's like 10 people on this thing, man.
It's crazy.
Like, this is a simple track.
Yeah.
And then he wrote his rap, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then and the hook. So why is there so many names on here?
Bro.
Because it's like, it sounds like it's a guitar and some drums and a bass.
Yeah.
And it's real simple. And I don't get it.
So guess what they're doing now? So here's the new thing they're doing now. So if you call me and say, hey, Stone, I got a cool piano loop. And I'm like, oh, really, Pitt? You say, yeah, man, it's dope. And I don't play. But since you sent me the loop, now I can get writers.
I got you.
That's what they're doing now. Let's say Delane sends us the drum rhythm.
Yeah.
That's the new way they doing now.
I get it.
I thought it was, I said, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man.
What's your thoughts on copy and paste production. Now I know I can have a conversation with you about that because we come from.
Me and Phantom call it click producer. That's what we call it. Now I'm not. Hey man, I'm not.
As a producer though, Pitt, as a producer, because you know we talking to our MPC community too, so we gotta keep it 100 with them.
Man, come on, man, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not with it,
right?
But I'm all about people being creative, man.
Yeah,
because some people didn't click their way into a hot record
to hit
into a hit record, but you know what I'm saying. Let me say it like this. One thing I admire about you and Phantom is that you guys are badass musicians. I'm not a musician.
Yeah, you are.
I play because Phantom, I'm gonna tell you, I play basic keys, basic chords.
Yeah.
And then I'll overdub over to do any tricky type stuff on it. And then the drums is really my thing, and bass and everything else I'm on there. But I don't play guitar. So anything when Phantom and I were teamed up when he was alive, I would add some guitar to this and make my keys more beautiful.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Embellish
because I knew my strengths and weaknesses within that production team, with the 2-man team. But and then I'll write, I'll do all the writing on it, whatever, and he sends it back. But I always admired that you guys play guitar, play drum, play every instrument, and so sometimes to myself, I was like, I'll be like, man, I'm not a musician. I don't call myself a musician. I call myself a producer. I don't call myself a musician for that reason, because I respect it so much. Yeah. I respect what it took, because I played a little bit of guitar when I had to in my rock band. We don't have enough. We need a second guitarist. I picked up guitar and I learned.
Play them chords.
And I'm singing and playing and learning, but I never really took the time over the years to be great on the guitar, great on this and that.
It's never too late.
I always remember. No, it's not. but I always admired it. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, for that reason, I can go in the studio by myself and come out with a complete record.
The whole album, start to finish.
Whole album, by myself, unless I needed like a guitarist or something like that I had to hire a guitarist, and if I couldn't play it a little bit myself or whatever. But for that reason, I see myself, with like you and Phantom playing all those instruments stuff. How can I say something about a dude that can't do what I can do?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying.
But he's trying to be creative. He's trying to, and then he somehow, even though he's clicking, you have to know the notes. You gotta hear. You have to hear. Yeah, you have to be able to hear. Right. So I'm not mad at that. I would say step your game up, though.
Step the game up.
I would say step.
Because if they got Celine Dion in the room, she gonna want them to sit on the piano.
And let me click this together for you real quick. No, you know what I'm saying.
And by the way, you guys, don't let him fool you. He is a producer. I ain't gonna let him sit here and say. He's a musician too and a producer. Don't let him fool y'all.
Well, I'm just saying that's why I can't. And that's not me putting myself down. It's just me being real about it. Like, why I can't hate on these, especially younger guys, because I was that young dude. I was telling this story about how I actually started. Was that I was always going to people's houses and they were hooking me up and doing my music, and I would write. Right. And I would sing. And then I was like, man, I need to do my own music at some point. Like I need to, and it was Teddy Riley. When I heard Guy, I was like, I want to sound like this dude. Yeah, because them drums. I really wanted to. Yeah, and I knew that I could do something with them drums. I just was hearing all this in my head, but wasn't able to get it out. It was my boy E Borders, man, and I love that brother. He's the one that took the time to show me how to do chords and program and stuff like that. And then so I still didn't have a studio. And then what other homie came over one day, and he had gotten into some situation with some dude owed him, so he went. They say your mic need to be raised up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. So this other homie came and told me, like, hey man, this dude owed me something, owed me a little something, man. So I had to go get him. So he went and robbed his studio. What? Because dude was that out here? No, this is when I was 21. Okay. He went and robbed dude because dude had did some real foul to him. So he robbed him or whatever. got all his equipment, showed up at my house. He go, here go a drum machine, man. You need to learn how to program some damn drums. That's how I got my first drum machine.
Whoa.
And I built my studio from that.
Wow.
From a stolen. So it was a Roland 626.
Oh man, I love the Roland 626.
So
man.
that's where I started out on. And I didn't know what I was doing, bro. And I had a little job doing security or something. And I would I get paid, I would go to Kmart and I buy a Casio keyboard.
Hey, that PC, that
Casio,
PC 100, that one piece.
You know what I'm talking
Casio
about.
had the dopest bass and string sounds on
I
it.
would go to the house, I would play the part with the 3 chords I learned from the homie, play the part, and then take it back and get my money back.
Right.
I get a refund, and then I come, and then every time I needed a keyboard, I would do that. So this is when I'm 21, man.
Right.
I was like, and I'm listening to Teddy Riley. I'm listening to all things Teddy, man. And just trying to learn how to, like, how is he doing this? How is he doing that? And then my boy,
how's he getting those drums?
Yeah,
so
my boy
thick?
E-board is still showing me stuff and all that. And then I just took off. And then once I got, you know what I'm saying, I got, you know, I found out what it was that I wanted to do or what I was hearing, and I was able to get it out. That's when I was gone.
It was a wrap then.
So, but had you heard? Let me to show you what I'm talking about with these clicking and all this stuff with the kids. My cousin's best friend was bodyguard for Martin Lawrence at the time, and he came over, but he was like trying to be in the music business,
right? And
he started laughing at me when I played my song. He's like, "Let me hear what you got, man, little man." You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. I played it. I had. Nobody was teaching me about measures and all this. I had like a 5-bar verse,
damn,
a 7-bar hook. I didn't know what I was doing, man. I just knew I wanted it.
That was a 20-minute song.
He laughed at me. He laughed at me, and then after laughing at me, he broke it down to me.
Right.
That's what was cool about it. I was like, at least you didn't laugh and walk out the door. He laughed at me, and then he showed me like, "Hey, man, you got this like 4 bars or measures and all this stuff, and 8 and 6 and all this stuff." And so I'm like, okay, cool. But had you, like, how can I have a problem with them? That's how they're starting. My only issue is step your game up.
Step the game up.
Step like get deeper. You know what I'm saying? Dig deeper, and because you're not really, even though you're clicking all that together, it's not you per se.
Yeah.
Let's find out who you are, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Let's find the personality in the music from you as a producer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, implement some of yourself in there.
Because here's the thing: everything that you're doing by getting stems and doing that, and just anybody else can do too.
See, you sound like
they'll be with the same thing you got, and you're like, it sounds similar. Yeah, but what's different is I click this way.
This is my issue with the preset sounds on the MPC, because people will buy the MPC. And they will literally use, I actually have people pull up on me and say, "Yeah, I did this beat, man." And they'll play the doggone demo in the MPC.
Nah.
Bro, I promise you, I'm not even making this up. Like, I don't know it's the demo though. Like I really don't know that's the demo. So I let them play it and I'll be like, "Yeah." I was like, "That demo dope." And he's like, "Yeah." I say, "Bro, you didn't make that, bro. That's the demo." The only problem I have is the demo. People think the demo on the MPC machines are to be used to make a song. No, you can take those sounds and tweak them and make it into a whole nother song, but they don't get the logistics. And I say, if you got 100,000 people with an MPC, there's 100,000 people gonna have the same track you have.
That's true. Very true, man. And you know what's cold though? You know, here's the cold part. Listen to this part. All those stems and stuff they're getting, real musicians and producers are doing those.
Facts.
Because some of that stuff is bomb.
Yeah.
That's why people trying to pass it off as their own, because it's so fire. But those are real cats playing that.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
And I always tell cats, ain't nothing wrong with paying. If you own your studio, get musicians together and just let them bounce ideas off. And now if you can't play it, you have original stuff. Yeah. Or go to somebody like Pitt and say, "Hey man, give me an original track." I have this thing about people buying beats off of SoundCloud or getting them offline. Yeah. And there was a big dispute at South by Southwest. I don't know if you heard about this, Delane, too. Cats pulled up at South by Southwest, and there were more than a dozen cats having the same beat, and they were performing live, and it started a big commotion and fight over people. Say, "That's my beat, man. It ain't none of y'all beat."
Now let me say this, because this is me stepping into the new era of things, and I didn't want to. I fought it. So Ralph B. Stacy, he produced Sleeping in My Bed, Drew Hill, Bobby Brown. I mean, everybody. And I looked up to him. He was like a big brother to me. And we wound up teaming up, becoming partners for close to like 8 years. And then he passed away from
2
COVID.
years ago. Was it 2 or 3 years?
4 years ago.
Dang, has it been 4 years?
It's 4 years. Coming up on 4 years on the 23rd of August next month.
Damn.
So he's my best friend, man. The greatest guy.
I met Ralph through you.
Yeah, and he was I called him a super producer.
Wow,
I mean, he plays everything, and when I sit there and watch, and he thinks I'm incredible. That's why we've known each other for 20 years at that point. We always bowed to each other when we saw each other. We were like, "You the king, no, you the king," and it was because what I did was so different than what he did.
Yeah,
he wanted to do that, and I wanted to be more polished like he was.
Yes.
So when we became partners, we finally teamed up and started doing EDM. And he was doing the music because I didn't do any EDM. I would do like party tracks with that. And we have a song. We put out one song called Road, and we did a great video with us on our Harleys.
Yeah.
And Paxton is the one that put that out through his distribution.
Through the word.
So that's the only thing we put out was with Stone Road, man. So I wanna get back to that at some point.
Yes.
Honor him. But so now I looked up to that brother, man. Still do, because he's still helping me now.
Yeah, man.
He's still helping me now because I still have a lot of his music. I got all his equipment and his
he did some records on me too.
Computers, yeah. I've seen some in the computer.
You finally found
I have his computer, and I came across your name on there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And I'll get it to you. I'll just give you everything that has your name on it.
Okay.
And so every now and then when I need some keys, he's still giving me keys.
Yes.
And guitar or whatever, right? So here's a dude that can play even horns. He can play every instrument. Incredible, man. Incredible, brother. And he kept telling me before he passed, yeah, man, you need to do this, use this thing called Arcade. And I'm like,
because he knew all the cool plugins, man.
Yeah, so what he was telling me was, he was like, look, no, it's not. I said, that sounds like cheating.
I felt the same way.
And he goes, no, man, you don't just take the songs that they put in there. You just take a little piece and it'll help you get started if you stuck.
Yeah.
Or a little guitar riff or something like that, or a little drum loop, a little percussion loop that you add to the beat that you program. And I go, nah, man, I refuse to do it.
I said the same. I said the same thing to him.
I refuse to do it. And then after he's passed away, and I took some time, wasn't doing any music. And then finally started getting back into it. The lane was around, and I started getting back into doing something. I was like, man, let me go and see what he was talking about. Because I was kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I was kind of stuck in that moment. And I went ahead and I subscribed to it and all that. Man, it was exactly what he said it was. Because whenever there's a moment where I feel like, oh, I just need, I can't come up with anything, I'll find one little thing in there that I'll just start it'll help me
expanding on the concept.
It might be one guitar riff, man, or one little drum beat, and then I just start playing all around it. Now I got a full song.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I was reluctant on that. That's another reason why I say I can't hate on that, but they're doing, I'm playing around it.
Well, you come from and you and Teddy Riley has shared different plugins with me, right? Because Teddy has shared some cool ones that do the same thing, right?
Okay.
And he'll say, Brother Stone, try this out, Brother Stone. Brother Stone, they say, oh, this is dope, Brother Stone. And I'm like, cool. And I'm like, and I try it out. And then you understand, and then you figure out that the biggest hits that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis had were sample songs that they played around.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
They sampled it and then they just embellished chords and built around it.
I just saw it recently. I never saw that, heard that, but I just saw them show it.
Yeah.
And where they got that song from, I was like, what?
Man, they're incredible. They sound like little young dudes on everything they do. Man. But when I saw that they chop up samples and build every Janet song that they've done, 90% of the records they've done have old school samples in it, and they just embellish chords and other stuff around it.
Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, man. And even that Joni Mitchell's Never Lied song, On and On, that's from an old school like rock song or something, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that opened my eyes to like, okay, Stone, it's okay to be creative. You can still play it.
Yeah.
You can still grab some old school and then embellish it. So when I did that Mila J, Welcome to the West.
Yeah, I remember that. It was hot.
At first, I had sampled it. I was thinking about sampling because Mad Lion and Rufus told me, "Can you replay it?" And I was like, "No." Mad Lion said, "No, can you replay it?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I went in Studio B and I watched the video of the song on YouTube that Roger did, and I just replayed it.
Right.
But I still embellished the concepts of the old, and I just brought it into a new element. But a lot of people thought Battle Cat had produced that too.
Oh, okay. No, that was hot. I remember that. That was hot.
You feel me? And then another one I did was the recent one that I did on D Shot, E40's brother, by what's the name? I Think You're Lonely Now. Who's original? Bobby Womack.
Yeah.
At first I sampled it, and then D Shot said, "Nah, man, I'm not trying to pay no money on no clearance. Can you replay it?"
Yeah.
And so I replayed it. All the elements. I got my boy Lonnie from the Parliament. I wanted him to be a part of it. I had him replay the guitar parts. And then I programmed everything else, and it sound you can't even tell it's not the record.
Well, I'm doing that right now with the I'm in two groups. I'm in group Hydra Shock. That's a little punk rock funk rock group, and with DJ Shadow Red, and then I'm in Azyet.
I met DJ Shadow, by the way.
You met Shadow?
I was at Pepper's house. They were filming
the
thing with her daughter, growing up hip hop. And
that's right, he did.
I met him at Pepper from Salt and Pepper's house. Yeah. He's cool brother, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing right now, we just dropped one. We're doing these 1 minute segments, and it's basically we're taking rap songs that have melodic hooks,
right? And
then I'm replaying all of them. So the first one is out right now. You can go on Hydra Shock on IG, HYDRUSHOK.
Moderators, can you type that in there? Say it again. Type this in there for everyone to check out. Spell it out so my moderators.
HYDRUSHOK. Hydra Shock.
You guys got that? Is it .com?
It's on IG.
Okay, on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
You need him to say it again?
And Drayton The Boss.
Yeah, and make sure you follow him. We're gonna get to that because we're gonna talk about his single and the new music that he has out too. So we're gonna get into all that, and I want my moderators. As a matter of fact, can you text the single to me? Can you text the link to the single to me? It's already out, right?
Yeah.
Text it to me. I'm gonna have my moderator post it in the live. CC, I'm gonna share this with you and Mystique so you guys can post Drayton the Boss, his single. As we talk about that, we're gonna get into talking about the songwriting and his method of songwriting. What is the method to his creativity with his songwriting and how he comes up with such great songs? Because when you guys hear the music, it's incredible. You know, if I play it, who are you distributing through?
I'm just doing this. Oh, here we go.
So we're gonna share the link. As soon as I play, they're gonna strike my channel. You know, it should be, and that's why a lot of times. I'm doing
that for a reason. I'm the only reason why I'm doing CD Baby, because there's a plan in place.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm about to share this with you, CC and Mystique. Post it on the post this real quick. You send it to my phone.
Yep.
That's weird. I don't know why I didn't go through.
Maybe it might still be going through.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, it just came through, I think. Okay. CC and Mystique, I'm going to share this with you guys. Can you post it on the timeline so everybody can go and stream this single? Go to iTunes as well and download the single. I need everybody to do that. Everybody to do that. Please post this. Thank you to Scorpio for the donation. The $50 donation, Scorpio, thank you. We appreciate you. Leanne, thank you for the $10 donation. We appreciate you for that. You guys always show love. Scorpio keeps the channel going. That's one of my biggest donators right there to the channel. But I appreciate all of you guys and your contributions to everything that I'm doing. It's so appreciated. I need you to go and download this single, R&B Fitness by Drayton The Boss. Go to iTunes right now when you get off of here. I know some of you don't like to get off in the middle of it. Go to iTunes, download this single, R&B Fitness by Drayton The Boss. Go to Spotify, add it to your playlist. Also follow him on Instagram. It's Drayton The Boss.
Drayton The Boss
on Instagram. Let's get into your technique of songwriting. What is your technique of songwriting when you come up with these great songs? Because man, everything I've always heard from you, to me, has always been, and from one vocalist and writer, producer to another one, everything you do is incredible to me.
Thank you, brother. Same here, man. I've always had a great deal of respect for you, brother. And but with basically with me is it's like story, like the concepts and stories and everything I'm talking about is like either I went through it,
yes,
or I was sitting there with the homie and he's like, man, she did this, she did that. I was like, is that right?
Hey, you notate.
and but out of respect, and I won't be their exact story. I won't do that. It's not like I steal their story, but it's kind of like
your motivation.
Motivation of like, wow, you know what I'm saying? All I done been through, and you just went through that. I ain't been through that. And it just comes to me, man. And other times it just comes out of the air, man. It's just like you see something. And the thing I always do, that I've done forever in my phone on the notes, voice notes, I'm always putting down a little melody, singing something, or a title. Like I come up with a cool title, I put that down, and I always have something to go to when I'm sitting there stuck. Like, what can I talk about? So that's another way I come up with it. It'll be something real cool that I heard. And but the thing I would say, when it changed for me on how I was, because when you first starting out, it's not about really making a hit.
Right.
It's nothing until you want to sell records that you start thinking about a hit record.
Right.
Everybody's just telling you this is that would be a hit record.
Yeah.
The funniest thing people say, that sounds like it could be on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It sound no. The funniest one is they go, that sounds like a real song.
Yeah. No. That one always gets.
But I guess when that started happening, I realized I was doing something right.
Right, because it was feeling good.
That sound like a real song.
Right.
Like, because I'm not out. It's not.
I'm bothered by that one. That sounds like a real song. I'm like, what do you mean it sounds like a real song?
But once I think it was Rick James, that's when it happened, man.
Right.
You know who Mpxone is?
I do know who Rick Mpxone is.
He produced Drew Hill.
Yeah.
Tell Me I Don't Want to Be, all that stuff on that album. Well, I knew him because when I was Rick James and another man named Lanny Ross were our managers.
Right.
For the group I was in called In Deep. It was
I remember the group.
It was three of us.
I remember.
And we were doing our thing in LA. We were considered the best unsigned act. Shouts out to my boy Ron McQuay and Nova Flex, his clothing line. We're working together on clothing line. But they were our managers. This is when Rick got out of jail. He had put out one album. He was working on a second album. He was just did the movie Life.
Yes.
With Eddie. So Eddie would come by the studio and all that. It was cool. But me and Rick, our relationship was just like,
Rick was high energy.
So I'm gonna tell you what, my name was Seven back then. I always went by Seven. So that's why the Jammies character and the Jammies is Seven. So I always went by Seven. And I thought my name was Fuck You Seven.
Because that's what
Rick James. Fuck you, Seven. Because all we did was clown each other. That's all we did. And
Rick was a comedian, man.
But that's when I wanted to actually produce somebody for the first time. So I got around Rick and I'm thinking, oh man. And Rick Mpxone, the manager's always paying everybody else to do big.
So no, we're talking about Rick James, you guys too.
Rick
so
James.
He's talking about Rick James.
So Rick James. So they're paying all these other big producers like Rick Mpxone, which he was killing it.
Yeah.
And then you had
Rick's an incredible.
The writer was Emmanuel Officer.
Y'all had some heavyweights.
Which is Phantom's boy. So I know him. But this is before I even knew Phantom. So they're paying all these big producers to do our records. And I'm like, man, I gotta figure out how to get in. You know what I'm saying? I learned a little bit about producing now. And so I go in and do a song that sounds like a Rick James song. Because that was my mindset back then. I got away from that, but I think it helped me because it helped me when trying to sound like somebody else helped me become a producer that could write commercial hits.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's what and then I started like, I need to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Put it in this, you know what I'm saying? So but when I first started, I was like, I showed up with a song that sounded like
one of Rick's records.
James.
And Rick heard it, he tripped out on you.
Rick was cool. Everybody else laughed at me. And it kind of hurt my feelings, but I didn't say nothing because I've always been like this. A lot of times I won't say anything. I'll just go and I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll go to work. And that's exactly what happened, man. Rick came to me when they all laughed. Rick came and said, he says, man, you got something.
Yeah.
He says, don't quit this. stay in the studio, keep working, and stay humble. You got something. No, fuck you, Seven. Get on out of here. No, but he get on out of here.
That's Rick, man.
Trying to sound like me.
Trying to sound like me.
So I would say 2-3 months later, man, I went to the lab. They didn't see me this whole time. I'm supposed to be there. I'm not there. I am determined. And then Rick Kuzan, and I give him all the props, man. Dude's bad, and he helped me too. What he said helped me. It hurt, but it helped me.
Yeah.
He said, he told the management, everybody, hey, that song ain't it, man. Y'all go to the labels with that record.
Wow.
Y'all gonna get laughed at. Don't do it. So they're all just looking at me like, dude, just stay in your lane and sing your
Come on now, Rick. Come on.
Sing your backgrounds. You know what I'm saying?
Rick Kuzan wanted to get that placement.
No. He was being straight up because I liked
constructive criticism.
We would go golf and do all kinds. He was cool. Yeah. He was keeping it 100. And I appreciated it. It hurt.
I mean, did you think that song wasn't a solid?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm just starting and I just want to get on.
Yeah.
I'm hungry and I want to get on. Well, show me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
And so I listened to what he was doing. I was like, he's telling me this and I'm hearing what he's doing. Because I remember going to the studio and we walk in, the mic was like this short. And I'm standing up. I'm like, well, who was singing on it? He said, oh, Cisco just left. He said Cisco just left.
That mic was like, low.
So I admired
411 microphone.
Yeah, I admired him. You know what I'm saying? And for him to say that, he wasn't hating on me. He liked me. You know what I'm saying? So I went to work, bro, and I came back 3 months later, actually.
And hit it out the park.
And I wound up being the sole producer of the demo that went to the album.
Wow.
I don't know where it came from.
That went to Rick's album?
No, went to the group.
To the group. Okay, you guys
all these other, and even Rick Kuzan gave me love. Even him, they was like, wow, like from 3 months, I was just determined, man. And then from there, everything I had did at that point is what I brought to Vegas with me on that CD. You know what I'm saying? I just kept going. I produced like 12 different acts, man. I had it all on one CD. That was my that was it.
Understand, you guys, and all the artists that are listening and producers and writers, there is a period of time that we went through as producers and writers where the OGs had no issue with telling us it was whack.
Mm-hmm.
They had no problem with saying, or they would say things like, nah, that's not it. And you'd be like, I'll let you know when it is. And that's what we would be left with. They wouldn't even expand on what.
Yeah, no, that's what Rick Kuzan didn't tell me what to do. Rick James didn't tell me what to do. I just knew, okay, I'm not doing something right here. I'm going to take some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did.
They wouldn't give us as to what it was. They would say, well, it ain't feeling right. And I used to be like, well, what is it I'm doing? They said, well, you know what? Just come back with it and I'll know when it's right.
Right.
Do you know how confusing that shit was, people? But what that did for us is it made us work harder to be better and figure out what we needed to do and submerge ourselves within ourselves to get better.
Yeah.
You know, at every angle. And then we come back and boom.
And that's what all of that led to when I met Delane. So at this time, I still hadn't got anything out. I did the backgrounds for Rick James, which was cool.
Yeah,
it's gonna lead up
that's a legacy.
Yeah, so we did on that song, and it's an acapella at the end.
Yeah,
and I forgot all about it. So I'm at the movie theater with my homies. I go back to Chino Hills where I grew up, man. I'm with all the homies, and we go watch the movie Money Talk. And it comes on at the end, and I hear my voice.
You're like, oh shit!
And I jumped up, and I go. Everybody's walking out the theater. And this was a cool moment, man, because I jumped up and I go, that's me. That's me singing. That's me. Everybody was in the theater that I didn't even know.
They started clapping.
No, they sat down.
Did they really?
And waited for it to finish because it was at the end of the movie.
Wow.
And they waited for the song. They waited for it to finish and then they all congratulated me on the way out.
Bro, that's powerful. I wish you didn't record it. Well, man, we really didn't have. We had them flip phones.
What
back
year
then.
that was back
then?
Yeah,
we had them little flip phones.
It was a brick phone. There wasn't no flip.
Let me ask you a question. Listen, you guys, we're closing in on our interview, but my thing is once again, this is the Unsung. I'm going to start these Unsung episodes. So he's actually my first interview for my Unsung episodes because I realize that I need to give gratitude and give flowers to those that have accomplished greatness in the music industry, entertainment industry, that have contributed that you might not know. Now, we're not just going to do producers and artists. We're going to do executives. I want to give everybody their flowers because it takes so many people in this business that play a part in our careers, I have to get, even dealing with Delane, your manager. Delane used to come in my studio and see Delane. He doesn't remember the studio that I built out in the garage, that state of the art. He don't remember it.
No, don't.
He don't. I said, no, Delane remembers it because we did Kiss record in it. But Delane used to give me pointers. Delane used to say, nah, man, that ain't, nah, man, I'll be like, so what, is it right? And until I hit it right, he say, that's it right there. So all that input from everybody make us who we are, you guys. It makes us great at what we do. Drayton the Boss, excuse me. I got to put respect on the name. I've been knowing him for years, so I can do that to the name. But Drayton the Boss, I know him as Pit Boss. His greatness comes from a combination of everybody that has passed through his life that has said, nah, that ain't it. Mm-hmm. And it's pushed him to continue to work. It's the same thing with me. A combination of everybody. And at those times, sometimes we might look at it like people hating on us because, we young. Why they doing me like this? I thought many things in my head. But when I realized those people continued to stay in my life and they continued to push me and they say little things because they saw the greatness in you, Pitt, and they saw the greatness in me. The meeting I got, the story I was telling you guys about Irish from 702, you don't see Delane, but he's in the back behind this camera. The reason why that meeting happened when I took Irish to Interscope was because I spoke to Delane and asked him, can he make that happen? So Irish would have had a solo deal had it not been for a few technical things that happened on her behalf. Rest in peace. She would have actually had a solo deal with Interscope because Delane set that up for that meeting for me to walk in Interscope and take her in there that day. So everybody plays a part in the molding of a writer, producer, artist in every way. Everybody that's passed through their life played a part. Just like Delane has played a part in Pitt's life, he's also played a great part. That story would have not been a story had it not been for Delane making that happen. And I will forever be etched in history with Irish from 702. And that important meeting that happened that only people knew were us that were in that meeting. It would have never happened if it wasn't for Delane. So we got to give people their flowers, and I will continue to do this. We're not done yet, though. What I want to ask you is this. If today was your last day and you had to choose between food and you were on an island by yourself and you had a stereo or a CD player or a iPod player that you can stream something, and you had a choice of them saying, we're going to leave you with food or one of your favorite songs, what would be that one song that would take you to feeding your spirit like you just got through eating?
There's a song that I wrote, and my mother just recently passed away. And she was one of the Martha and the Vandellas. That's where I get the singing.
Oh, your mom was?
Yeah.
So you never shared that with me.
A solo album.
Hey, I feel robbed a little bit.
No,
you never just.
I thought I told you.
No,
yeah, her name was Jason, and she had a single out, and you can see that on YouTube. It's JASUN with an accent mark over it. And we look alike. So when you see her,
wow, man.
But my mom, that's where I get the singing from. Everything. So she recently passed, and I was able to do, because she was in North Carolina. I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. My cousin held the phone up on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And my cousin played a song that my mother loved that I wrote to inspire myself. Mm-hmm. Is for me. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll do that. I'll do songs that it's not about going out or putting it out or any of that, releasing it, nothing. It's just when I feel down, this is me lifting myself up. And it's called Before the Miracle. And it's saying, why do people give up before the miracle happens?
Wow.
And that song, I mean, tears every time, dude. And so now that was my mother's favorite song that I've ever done.
Wow, that's deep.
So I had her play it, and she started crying. She couldn't even open her eyes, but she got tears coming out. She's trying to talk. She can't talk.
Yeah.
And she's just loving that record. So that would be the one, because after that record, it's like me telling myself, don't give up, and me knowing that I haven't given up. Matter of fact, I'm swimming off that island, bro. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? See, I'm not staying on that.
Most
island.
People wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm swimming. I got kids to get back to.
Yeah, right.
My kids be like, he didn't even swim. Like, he
didn't even try. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Dolphins will help.
Yes, they will.
Sharks won't.
Yes, they
so
will.
I'm gonna take a chance on some dolphins, bro, and I'm gonna get back. But I'm gonna listen to the song to inspire me to get in the
to
water.
feed your spirit.
To get me in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Your favorite comedian?
Oh, that's hard, man.
I had to put you on the spot with that because I know
favorite comedian.
Yep, your favorite. If you had one comedian you just had to go with and say, this is the one I'm gonna roll with, and that's just it.
It's Bernie Mac.
There we go. Good choice.
It's Bernie Mac because Bernie Mac was always watching Bernie Mac was always how I wanted to be. He's actually who I am, who I feel I am now.
Oh, you got some jokes now.
Says it, you know I can be funny and all that, but it's not that. It's just he was real every time. And then they told me like they would go overseas. Cedric the Entertainer, all them. They say they go over there. They would change their routine.
Yeah.
He kept his the same.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not changing it for the people that I'm going around. I'm gonna do what I do over here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it over there. And I just love the realness of Bernie Mac, man. But see, I'm too.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I kind of feel bad because
I can't do.
No.
I love Richard Pryor because I grew up on Richard Pryor. The first album I ever heard, comedy album, Richard Pryor, and you could visualize everything. That was so bomb back then. You could visualize when he saw about that dog that was gonna climb up on the fence and he turned around before he turned around and looked at you know I'm gonna be chasing him again tomorrow. And you could visualize the whole thing.
Right.
Superman or something, one of them, but he's more
Bernie
Mac.
Right, Mac, right.
Bernie Mac inspires me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I think he kind of got that. Got that in what was the movie that Richard and all
The Lane's talking about Richard Pryor, you guys.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
I don't know.
What
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights, yeah.
Yeah.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah. He still put that
Bernie
Mac
was made me feel like I was moved every time I watched that dude do his thing.
Yeah.
Like I felt him.
Yeah, see, I always say comedy is not funny until it comes from a place of realness.
Yeah, it's genuine. Bernie Mac was genuine.
Right. And then it just came from a place of honesty.
Yeah.
So that to me, the funniest comedians come from a place of honesty.
Yeah.
So I always said, man, why am I laughing at? And then when I realized that person was just being honest, like I'll tell it, I'm not funny, I don't think, but people say, man, you funny as heck. But I notice every time people laugh, it's because I was being honest about the story I was telling, right? So then I said, that's got to be the secret of comedy. Let me ask you, we got a few more questions and we're going to wind up. How did you end up in what everybody wants to know on the live today who tuned in? How did you end up in the group Azyet?
Okay, so that was during a period, and I was telling you about this earlier, where everything just seemed to kind of be crashing down on me.
Uh-huh.
So this is 3 years ago, 2 years ago. A lot of things were happening with everybody, people that I love in my life, man, including Delane and everybody. And he had to just step away for a minute. And I just, with my children, it was just a lot, man. And then Phantom passing, this all of this.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
For the first time in my life, and I told you jokingly, I used to always say, yeah, I quit once for a day, and then I was back at it the next day.
Yeah.
So I have quit once. This moment, I was done. I was done. And then I was just telling you, my boy, Verse the Legend.
Yes, Verse. Yeah. Shout out to Verse. Respect, peace and love to his legacy. Yeah.
A few days ago, my boy passed away. I did songs on him and stuff, worked with him for years. So his issue was that he had his heart was outside of his chest. It took batteries. He had to keep it in a bag.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So he calls me during this time. I said, I'm done and all this stuff. And it was about 2 weeks of I was done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had no music. I didn't turn the equipment on. I hadn't done anything. I quit. And I'm beat. I felt like there was nothing else I could do. And he calls me and says, hey, man, I'm coming back from Texas. Can you produce some song with me? I'm gonna pay you, man. And all that. I said, hey, man, yeah, I think I'm done, bro. I think I'm out of this. I don't want to do music no more. I don't want to do none of it. And he said, what? He goes, man, my heart is literally on the outside of my chest. If these batteries run out, I'm dead.
That's crazy.
And then he's saying, and I sat back and I let him finish talking, man. got off the phone, and I remember saying, looking up at the ceiling, say, okay, Lord, I'm obviously not gonna quit.
Right.
What you want me to do?
Right.
Now, at that time, I just finished the Hydroshock album, and I just said, forget that. I said, forget everything.
You walked away from that.
I walked from that, and I spent a couple years on that. So I let that go. I said, well, what you want me to do? And I said, and the one thing I said I was gonna do was just start saying yes to things, like a lot of things that I was saying no to that could move me forward, possibly, or just wasn't sure about. I'm just gonna say yes and see what happens.
Right.
And surprisingly enough, Jay Naughty from Azyet, who I've known forever, introduced me to Delane. He called me and said, hey man, need to come by and talk to you about something. And so he comes over with Kenny Terry from Azyet, and they said, he goes, hey man, we think about, we want you to be in the group. And I said, when we start?
There we go.
Because it would have been a conversation.
Right.
It would have been a long conversation. And I said, when we start. And so that's how that happened. And then I did a lot of growing with that, because it pushed me to, I had only been focused on rock, pop, and funk for years.
Yeah.
And after I left that group and moved to Vegas, I hadn't done no R&B.
Yeah.
I was just doing, you know what I'm saying? So it pushed me to get back and like work on an entire album and do a whole bunch of songs of R&B, which I've always had the strong vocals, but I wasn't doing riffs anymore. So I had to get back to doing my riffs.
Yeah, because you had some dope riffs, man. So, you always have had dope riffs.
So now, that kind of I stepped my game up, and I went places I didn't think I could go with the help of Phantom. I'm not gonna sit here and say
Phantom.
I didn't get keys or get guitar, but I built everything around ideas that he had. And I just started, like, even R&B Fitness, he's playing guitar on there.
Yeah.
So he had not left that for me.
Yeah, he's still here with us, man. Rest in music to Phantom. The last meeting we had was in here.
Yep.
Us three.
Yep.
Well, I was breaking down, crying, telling my story.
Yeah,
I can talk about it, you guys, because we're men. We could talk about, we were talking about our history.
That's what I was saying. I was telling Delane and a couple other people, I was saying with me and you, man, it's long periods of times we won't see each other, but then we'll get together for one day.
Yeah.
And we'll just have the greatest conversation.
Yeah, we always do.
Always. I mean, my son was with me. My son Caleb was sitting on his couch, didn't say one word.
Yeah, he sure did.
That day when Phantom was here.
Yeah, he sure did.
When we left the house, he said, Dad, I didn't know all that stuff about you.
Yeah.
I said, because you don't see me talking to nobody about it.
Yeah, you don't really share. We only talk to each other about it. We were able, and I cherish that moment that me, you, and Phantom Boss had. And those of you that don't know Phantom Boss, Ralph B. Stacy, aka Phantom Boss, he's a legendary triple platinum producer. He has literally produced everybody. You can go look him up. Our last meeting with myself, Pitt, and Phantom was right here in the studio. And it was such a great meeting, man. We talked about all kinds of great stuff. It got really emotional, but it was a great meeting. Then we talked about connecting to have some sushi again when he came back out.
Yeah,
and y'all never connected with me. I don't think he came out, but he said something else happened.
They ate sushi. I got some chicken.
Did you eat sushi with us that day?
I went, but I got chicken.
That's right. You didn't want to eat the sushi.
I was like, y'all got chicken?
He has a problem. He has a problem with sushi.
Got me some chicken though. Wasn't bad.
Listen, I want you guys to moderators, do me a favor. I'm gonna take a few questions before we leave, because I know you guys have questions for Pit Boss, for Drayton the Boss. Any questions for Drayton the Boss before we get off of here? Please put your questions in the comments right now, so I can ask him what you want me to ask him. Any questions? Please put your questions in right now. Moderators, post the song. Post a link to the song. Sushi and both of a dessert. Anybody have it? Okay, somebody said, Pitt, can you do a riff right now? Somebody wants you to do a riff.
All right. You know what I'll do? I'll sing a little bit of the single that's out right now on Azyet. It's called Get Used to It. It's on Heart and Soul Radio.
Okay, he's gonna sing a little bit of the single you guys just heard him about Azyet.
The first verse.
Okay.
I sing the first verse.
He's gonna sing the first verse. Here we go.
I never seen you here before, a new face. The way you dress, you stand out to me. Are you alone? You look alone. Does your man know where you are? Is it?
Hey, there you go. Hey, And you know, other than that, y'all got to pay to see him live. So he just gave y'all a little bit. You feel what I'm saying?
Say that? We have a show in Detroit at Diamondback Music Hall on the 23rd of August.
Azyet will be in Detroit at
Diamondback Music Hall on the 23rd of August.
Music Hall on the 23rd of August. Azyet. So all of my folks that are on here from Detroit, get your tickets early. But do me one favor. Moderators, post his song again, please. I want everybody to go and download this on iTunes. It's important for this to be downloaded on iTunes. I say that for a reason. When you download the record, it is equivalent to buying the physical record. So although we need the streams, we need the download. It's just as important. When you download it, then stream it as much as you want. But we need the download. So I need you to go to iTunes right now, put in Drayton The Boss, R&B Fitness, type it in. If you can't find it, type it in, it'll pop up, and download that record. Don't play no games. Y'all know how we do here, Stone Paxton Music and Life Podcast, The Couch. I need you to do that. Okay? Thank you, moderators, for posting the link in there for everybody to go and download the record. I would like for everybody on here and everybody that will come and watch this video afterwards, because I know there's some people that will do the replay that might miss it. I need you to go and download the single. This is a good friend of mine. This I already told you what this was today. We're calling this Unsung Legends, and I'm doing that for a reason. This is my first guest for the Unsung Legends. Juanita was on here before, but this is literally my first guest for that series of topics that I'll be speaking on, nothing but the legends. I think Sunday I'll be having Gene Anderson, aka Poo Poo Man from the Parliament. People don't even know his history, man. Talk about history. This guy his history is ridiculous. But today we have Drayton The Boss, really good friend of mine. We go all the way back. Incredible singer, songwriter, producer, extraordinary, man. The single you're gonna love. I played it over and over and over, and I would play it today, but I know they're gonna strike me on my channel. They be like, strike.
Well, you know what? Get Used to It. That's available, and that's through Sony Orchard.
Yeah, Get Used to It. Also, you know what?
Azyet 7154. We added the 7154. Azyet7154.com. And also there's the song is called Get Used to It, the one I just sang.
Get Used to It. That's the one.
To it. Yep.
That's the one on Azyet's album.
That's that. Yep.
Okay,
that's
so
right now.
Go to iTunes, type in Azyet. The latest single is called what again?
Get Used to It.
Get Used to It. Let's make sure we also support Azyet. We got to support that brand, the legends Azyet, as well as this legend here, my boy Drayton The Boss. You're going to support both you guys, because that's what we do here. It's all about keeping R&B music alive. I need you to do that, and I need you to keep doing that. And that's what we do here. Stone Paxton Music and Life, The Couch, the podcast, The Couch, you guys. I appreciate you for the love. Listen, this is another legend. Good friend of mine, man. We'll be friends for the rest of our lives. We're going to end up doing some music together, too. You know, we had something before Ralph passed, but my vocals was acting crazy, so we didn't. My vocals was tripping. I don't know what the hell was going wrong with me then. It was a dope stepping song. But you know what I meant to tell you?
The name of it? Because I'll look it up.
It was a stepping joint. But let me tell you, Ralph talked to me. Somebody ended up putting that same record out with that music, and I called Ralph and told him I heard it, and he said he was going to hit the guy. He didn't give him the permission to put that record out.
I need to check
I'll find it. I'll look at the original text, because I sent him the message in the video, and I'll send it to you. But you guys, listen, Stone Paxton Music and Life, The Couch, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
And we thank you for tuning in to the live. Hold on, I'm going to do this real quick. Any more questions for Pit Boss? If not, we're out. We're going to bring him back on again. He'll be releasing some new music, so we're going to bring him back on again. And let's go out with your favorite song, Happy People, because you know we're all about keeping that frequency alive. Let's go.
Yeah. Happy people, happy people, happy people, happy people. I can't believe this world around me. It's not the same. People are angry. I meditate to take.
Make sure y'all pick that single up, Drayton The Boss, R&B workout. as well as the single on Azyet. You feel what I'm saying?
We are made by design. The world is now darker than light.
That's fact.
We have one chance to make it alright. What is left is our future demise. They say happy people makes the world go round and round, round and round. Happy people turn around to smile. Happy people don't worry about things. Happy people take love and domination. They say happy people makes the world go round and round. Happy people turn around to smile.